This is unlike anything that's ever happened. It's always the thing.
It's the biggest wildfire ever in Los Angeles, ever.
Yeah, ever in Los Angeles. They've already passed an estimated 51 billion, which is it's going to grow by exponential amounts. The neighborhood that I left when I last lived in Los Angeles is completely gone. The house that I lived in,
is gone.
The house is gone. The school that Ellis went to is gone. It was a very walkable neighborhood, and all my neighbors, like I checked in with old friends, all their houses are gone, and also all the places that we would frequent, like we would go to the CVS. CVS is gone. Gelson's is gone. Ralph's is gone. The gas station's gone. The Starbucks is gone. Like, it's all gone. It's like, it's hard to comprehend, like, and to imagine that it's all gone. As of now, unless it's changed, I couldn't believe that the Palisades Village was all intact. And I was like, how's that possible? And I guess it's because maybe the buildings, the structures are all stone, like concrete.
That's the one thing, my one takeaway is, why don't we make houses out of chimneys? Because everyone's chimney is still standing.
I know. It's all cost relevant. The thing that I already was thinking of too, because two things are definitely going to happen. One, I was like, all the scumbag pieces of shit that will scam people in some way out of this. You're like, I can't wait till the Dateline special that'll come out about how they're gonna just prey on people, which is so horrible. But also how industries always come out of disaster. So I was thinking, because you go, Malibu and the Palisades are two of the most sought after neighborhoods in Los Angeles. They're fantastic.
I'm so glad you're saying this, because I sometimes, Tom, I think I want you to finish what you're saying, but I think I have horrible thoughts. I don't have horrible thoughts like I'm so glad they killed that CEO horrible thought, but I do have crazy thoughts. But keep talking about this, because I've been struggling with like how I feel about things.
Well, I just know that what ends up happening is an industry will come out of a disaster of this magnitude. So some version of this will happen. We'll be like, okay, first of all, you're going to have a lot of people leave. A lot of people are going to leave these places. They're going to be like, I don't want to live here anymore.
10,000 houses in the Palisades are gone.
So what's going to happen is they're going to move to Austin. All those people are going to end up moving to Austin, because they're going to go to Austin, or they're going to go to Nashville or Denver or whatever.
That's going to do so good for Kill Tony.
Okay. All right. Then you're going to have this thing where it's like, okay, I want to rebuild. I want to live again in the Palisades, or I want to live again in Malibu, beachfront Malibu stuff. And, people are going to go, really? And like, yeah, I want to do it. So then what'll happen is, first of all, I think the value of this actual property has to go down. It'll be like, so you'll go, oh, I can get in for less. And then what's going to happen is they're going to go, okay, what are you going to spend on this house, right? And let's just say you're like, I'm willing to spend, $5 million on a house to be there. They're going to be like, cool. So you're going to do about $3 million of what you thought you were going to spend on your home, and then $2 million are going to be in fire retardant products and builds. And so that industry will explode. You're going to have, I think it'll be, first of all, I think they're going to pass laws where it'll be illegal to have bushes and trees, anything like that in these areas. It'll just be like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. There is no such thing as landscapes. It'll be like rocks. It's just going to be like rocks and things that look nice, but that aren't actually brush. And then I think homes there are going to be like concrete homes and stone homes. It's like, it's the logical thing. And they're going to, this industry of like there's that spray that some places have done before that I assume is very expensive. They'll be like, yeah, we're gonna build your house, then we're gonna do this spray, and the spray is fucking $300,000 or some crazy amount of money, and then people will have to make the decision of whether they want to do it or not, because there's no way they're just gonna be like, yeah, throw up your wood house again. It's not. They're just not gonna do it. And of course, the insurance industry is gonna be bent over sideways.
There's in Tampa after the hurricane. My dad's got a buddy whose son has a really nice house in a really nice area right on the water, and it's gone.
Yeah.
It's totaled, and he wants to rebuild, but he can't. They're not letting him rebuild in that lot that he owns because it's got to be that you can't just do ground level anymore. You got to go up a story. So you got to put a house on stilts. It's crazy. Here's the thing that I've been wrestling with, and I don't know the right way to say this, and I want everyone to understand that these fires are happening last night. So like I'm still processing it, and everything I ever say is meant to be funny or at least start comedy or at least dive deeper into the thing, right? There is a thing that happens. There's a rubbernecking. Like when you see an accident on the freeway and you see everyone slowing down, you're like, what the fuck? Why are they slowing down? It's an accident. Someone's having the worst day of their life. Why the fuck do they need to slow down and look at it? But then when you get up to it, you're like, well, what did happen? And you look at it. Yeah. And despite everyone believing they're better than the person in front of them, you're just as bad.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm so glad you said that because this is horrible. But I thought there is going to be beachfront property available in Malibu. Like people will jump on this.
For sure.
It's the most coveted real estate and everywhere. And so what I did, and this is horrible, I'm admitting this, but like I looked on Zillow, everything south of Dukes was gone.
Yeah.
I went on Zillow and I started looking at what was already for sale. And there's a house for like 6.5 million, 3,000 square feet, beautiful, gorgeous. It's gone. It's gone. That person who owns that house still has to pay that $6 million mortgage on that house.
Yeah, they do.
And they're trying to unload it. And now they're not getting $6 million. They're upside down on it.
Yeah.
So now someone will swoop in.
You know, there'll be insurance stuff. There's going to be people who, like, in that area, of course, people can afford, because like you get, in most places where it's not like fire zone stuff, you have your fire insurance, which is kind of part of your protection of all your property. But in heavy fire zone places, what happens for people that don't know is they go, here's all your home protection insurance. We're not covering fire. That's a separate policy. And if you're talking about a home that's worth 6 or 10 or 20, dude, those insurance policies are insane. Now, people can afford to do it, but it's a crazy, crazy expense. So some of those people for sure had that great coverage, and they'll have the money to pay off that mortgage. But then they have to go like, well, what am I going to do? You know, like now I have to do something. I don't have a house anymore.
It's weird because I was trying to explain this to Leanne last night. We're watching it. I'm having a glass of wine. By the way, packed go bags.
Yeah, smart.
All right, I'm going to tell you something. This is going to blow your mind, okay?
So did you send an offer yet on that property that burned down?
No. There is a part of me that goes, man, it would. There is a part of me, sadly, that says, wow, I do have a little money. I wonder if I want to move to the Palisades after this. You know, like there is a part of your brain that does do that. Yeah, I said, dude, it's.
Like,
well, then I was like, I'm gonna have to drive all the way to Culver City to get groceries because everything's fucking gone.
Everything's gone.
You need them to rebuild
change.
that entire.
Here's what's crazy. It really is, and you'll have a front row seat. It's going to change the landscape of Los Angeles for a 100%. While. Like that's.
We're not even talking like Pasadena, Altadena. Altadena is, for lack of better words, there is a celebration of rich people getting what they deserve. You know, in America,
it's insane. It's insane.
It's insane. It's insane to me that we all want and strive to have wealth and safety and security, and then we look at people that do have that, and when they lose it, you're like, good, that's what they get. It's disgusting to me.
Yeah, it's gross.
But having said that, people in Altadena are very modest lifestyles. Those are our grips, are the guys that built Hollywood, the guys that make the movie, that actually make the movie and dress you. My stylist, Jennifer May Nichols, lost everything. Lost her entire house, everything.
I have multiple friends who live in Altadena or Pasadena who lost their homes.
My agent lost his home. His family lost their home. And those are not Billy Crystal. You know, everyone's like, I wonder if he brought his Emmys with him and his Golden Globes. And you're like, no.
He lost his house too?
What? Billy Crystal lost everything.
Really?
Lost everything. And a lot of, and those are Palisades. Palisades is big money. That is where you make good money. You move to the Palisades, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's great.
Altadena, by the way, that's where regular people, like, that's where Leanne and I looked in Altadena when we were looking to buy a house.
Yeah.
Steve Byrne lived in Altadena with his family. Steve Renazizi lived in Altadena with his family. Like that's where like if you can afford a house for like $700,000, $1 million, that's where you'd move. And I know those are wild numbers, but this is LA. Things are different. Everything's expensive. But those all burned down.
Yeah.
It's like 17,000 acres.
I have to get on a fucking plane. I got to get out of here, dude. This is fucking crazy.
No. Hey, do me a favor. Take pictures. Even that's horrible. That I would say that is
From the
like
plane?
take pictures from the plane. That's almost like Schadenfreude of like, look how pretty all this loss is. You know?
Here's what. Take it back. Don't say it, but just know that I will.
Okay.
Because I can't control myself. I'll send you photos.
That is crazy that people flying in or taking pictures at like people's loss. People lost their lives.
No, I know.
People died, and people are like, oh, that looks so cool.
Well, they also just can't believe how horrific. It looks like a war zone.
It looks
like
can I tell
a
you
war
the thing
zone.
that bothered me the most is there is something in the internet's taken over, okay? And I call it, for lack of better words, fucker in the pussy, okay? It's that energy of fucker in the pussy, of like news crews are down on Hollywood Boulevard, Runyon's on fire, and they're like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And every individual is personally branding themselves or their product or their promoting. Like one lady, everyone they interviewed was live on Instagram. They were live, right? So everyone wants to be their own news crew. Everyone's live. And then the lady would be like, hey, can you not look in your phone? And the woman just looked at her and she goes, I'm live right now. And the other lady's like, I'm on fucking TV. And she's like, yeah, but I'm live right now. One guy was like, yeah, this is crazy. It's so good. I learned about this from PRC Media. PRC Media was so good. And I've been following them, and and I'm watching all this. One guy goes, this is the best. And this was the kicker in the pussy or puncher in the whatever thing.
Yeah.
The one guy, he goes, what happened? She goes, there's fires. He goes, what? He's fucking with her. He's clearly fucking with her. She goes, yeah, there's fires. And he goes, how? She goes, I don't know. And he goes,
wait. We can show this one. I just sent it to.
Oh, please show it. Please show it.
Yeah, this for people that didn't see this. This was great. This is great. He's like, wait, why are there fires?
Why are there fires?
You're the news, right? But this is great.
The lady on NBC last night clearly has never been to the Valley. Like, she has never been to the Valley. She's a West Sider. And she was like, Fryman Canyon's on fire. And everyone in our house was like, that's really fucking close. And she's like, Alex Trebek's house is burned down. And in my head, I was like, okay, hold on. Alex Trebek's house is torn down. When he died, they tore it down, and they're building houses on it. They're building multiple houses on that lot. And it's right next to Fryman Canyon. And I'm like, bitch, you got to know where the hell you're talking about. You're not talking about the right places. And then she goes, correction, it's Runyon Canyon. And we're like, Runyon Canyon? She was like, I'm sorry. She's an idiot.
Say that again?
Why is there a fire
that's it.
happening right now?
That's it.
There are multiple fires that are taking
we have volume?
place. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the news though. You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There,
I think
winds.
it's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
We got the.
Unacceptable.
I like how they go. Okay, all right.
Okay.
This guy's
I would have stayed in the pocket and been like,
Yeah.
what do you mean all the gay people?
She's like, you know what I mean?
Explain
Like
yourself.
the destruction they caused, and then God got mad. You know what I'm saying? Started all these fires.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.